Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel, and today I'm gonna finally talk about a baseball player named Tim Tebow. Everyone's heard of him. Former NFL quarterback, seemingly a pretty good guy, great guy, Christian guy, and all that. Okay, wonderful. This guy got an opportunity to play professional baseball in the Mets organization. It was a controversial decision. I'll talk about my thoughts on that. And up until this year at spring training, he was there with the Mets at spring training, which I thought was pretty ridiculous. But we'll get into all that. The reason I'm talking about Tim Tebow is because one of his former teammates in the minor leagues, named Andrew Church, who was drafted by the Mets in 2013, been with the Mets for 7 years. He just got released, as did a bunch of minor leaguers in this terrible situation right now. And he came out and had some opinions on the way the Mets operate, and he really did rip their decision to go ahead and sign Tebow, who he called a celebrity, because that's what he really was. He was a celebrity, he wasn't really a baseball player, and he had some words to say on that. Just a little background on Church. Like I said, 7 years in the organization. He is a pitcher. He's got a 30-33 career record in the minor leagues, 4.83 ERAs, and hasn't made it to the big leagues. And he's going to be looking for another team, I assume now. But yeah, I mean, pretty average stats. Nothing spectacular. 4.83 ERA, not that great. Record not that great. Mostly a starter. Looks like a guy who could be a AAA pitcher. You might call him up for a spot start here and there if you get a bunch of injuries. Be a guy in the fifth guy in the rotation late in a year where you have an injury-riddled season or something like that. A guy just to fill in, do some long relief work here and there. You send him back to AAA. He's not like a solid big league type guy, but, you know, decent enough. But after getting released by the Mets, he made a long statement, very lengthy Instagram post blaming the Mets organization for taking advantage of him during his career. He had some pretty terrible things to say about the Mets and the way that he was treated, the way other players were treated. And he also appeared to call out Tim Tebow when the Mets decided to sign a certain quote-unquote celebrity in 2016 to play in the minors. Though he did not mention the quarterback by name, we know who he's talking about. And here's what he said. The Mets made a mockery of our team by putting a celebrity on it to sell more tickets. I saw players lose their job because of it. We were not playing to win. We were playing to make everyone else money, not the players. We never saw a cut. Well, allegedly that one player did. I think people are starting to understand that more now, but they didn't in 2018 when it was happening. I was fed up. He talks about how he had to make appearances without even throwing a warm-up pitch, how he was getting scuttled from AAA to single A really quick because they needed someone. He just throw him out there, and it was just crazy. So it's interesting what he had to say, but I want to focus on his thoughts on the celebrity, who we know who that is. And I have my thoughts on it, and some people are not going to like them, but that's fine. I'm going to let people know how I feel about this. I've never really liked seeing celebrities get out there and get to play. Now, there was a couple that played in spring training only. Some of that was fine, as long as it was usually like one or two appearances. I was like, okay, like Billy Crystal got in at bat with the Yankees, longtime Yankee fan. He made that great movie, 61. And, you know, hey, you know, let him go up to swing the bat in a spring training game. I guess it's not a big deal. I don't love it necessarily, but I guess it's not a big deal. But then you had Garth Brooks going out there and basically playing a whole spring training, getting a whole bunch of at-bats, going like, did he get a hit at all? I don't know, but I think he went like 1 for like 40 or something terrible. What is Garth Brooks out there playing? And maybe there was a good cause behind it somehow, some way, but, you know, I'm trying to watch professional baseball. When I watch spring training, I'm pretty excited about it. Not as much as the regular season, but I don't want to see Garth Brooks out there playing. And by the way, I love Garth Brooks' music, okay? I got all his albums.
I don't want to see him play baseball.
I didn't love the Michael Jordan decision to play baseball. I was like, Michael, what are you doing, man? You're a basketball player. You haven't played baseball since high school in 15 years. You're going to be terrible. He actually did better than I expected. And that's just, I think that's because this guy Michael Jordan is strictly a winner. He just will do whatever he can and whatever he does to be the best. Now in baseball, again, you haven't played for 15 years. You haven't played since high school. You're going to go into AA baseball. You're going to struggle. And I guess he struggled, but he still hit over 200. I'm not saying that's good, but that's pretty damn impressive for not playing for 15 years and just going out there to AA and hitting, you know, over 200. And then you had the Tim Tebow signing. At the time, I thought, well, you know what? This is definitely not a signing that they would make if it wasn't a celebrity named Tim Tebow who could potentially bring a bunch of fans to the ballpark. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But that being said, he is an athlete. He's a strong guy. He's a guy who's very dedicated. He's going to work hard. And hey, they probably saw something they liked in his batting practice, in his showcase, and they decided to give him an opportunity to see what he could do, because there was some upside as far as, like I said, selling tickets and all that to this popular celebrity who is a athlete, relatively young when they signed him. I mean, not that young. He was pushing 30. But hey, they wanted to give it a shot. See what happens. See if he can figure something out, and maybe he can actually hit professional pitching. I didn't so much hate the move. It was fine. It was okay. Okay, whatever. Give Tim Tebow an opportunity. And if he's terrible after a year or two, shows that he's just not going to make it to the big leagues, not going to be a contributor, they can always let him go. It's all about fairness to me. You know, it's not even fair giving him the job maybe, but you know what? Okay, maybe that was partially a business decision. But once he's in there, hey, he's got to have a certain amount of rope, not just like unlimited opportunity. And I thought at first it was fine because he was actually figuring things out. He showed some pop. He was doing okay. Still not a great batting average. Struck out too much. Clearly wasn't working out, but you just hope he was going to get better. Instead, no, he did not get better. And once he got to AAA, it was painfully obvious last season this guy wasn't quite going to work out. It was a good run. It was a nice try, Mets. Not going to happen. In 264 plate appearances, he struck out 93 times and hit 163. Doesn't homer much unless it's opening day because he likes to rise to the occasion, but once the season gets going, he doesn't have much power. He strikes out all the time. His batting average is terrible. His defense is not good. The guy is just clearly not a big leaguer. So what happened in 2020? Did they go ahead and let him know, hey, it's not going to work out? No. They invited him to spring training. Yes, not spring training, but spring training. That was when I was officially annoyed by the whole Tebow thing. That year in AAA last year, at best, you send him back down to AA or single A or something like that. Let him keep working on it or something. And that's at best. He gets an invite to spring training, which did take away somebody's spot there who could have got an invite to spring training. Instead, they were in minor league camp. Would have loved to be in big league camp, deserved to be in big league camp, had a chance to contribute to the big league team. But no, Tim Tebow took his spot. After being atrociously bad in AAA, worst player on the team, hands down, and he got an invite to spring training. Why? Because it goes back to the reason they signed him. Like Church said, it was a celebrity signing. Not worried about winning or losing. You're worried about ching-ching only. Now, winning does bring money, so that's what a lot of teams understand, but the Mets don't seem to completely understand that. And so it was a celebrity signing. There's no doubt about that. It was a celebrity signing with maybe some possible potential of developing a player because, like I said, the guy can swing a bat. He's played baseball before, and he's a big, strong guy, and he's an athlete, and he's a hard worker, and I'm not going to take those things away from him. But he got his opportunity, and it wasn't working out. You don't give him an invite to spring training after that type of AAA year, and that really annoyed me. I'll say that. I'm not going to say it completely pissed me off because I'm not a Mets fan, but if I were a Mets fan, I would have been really upset because you're taking a spot away from someone who might help the team, who might prove himself at big league camp, maybe could even make the roster out of spring training, but you take that away to put a guy out there who we know for a fact is not going to contribute. Enough time passed, he's terrible, and they still invite him to spring training. That proved to me from day one this was a celebrity stunt, and they were not going to let go, and they aren't going to let go. He's still, as far as I know, he hasn't even been released yet. They're determined to get him at the big league level to sell out a few games. I mean, what a joke. What an absolute joke. And all due respect to Tim Tebow, I know people love Tim Tebow. I think that I loved watching him in the NFL. I saw some games where he was just gutsy performances out there, even though he wasn't the best quarterback. I mean, I saw some really gutsy performances. The guy really does. Kind of like Jordan, you know, these guys have a drive, you know. I think he really does have a drive, but, you know, this talent has to be there, and the honing of your skills has to be there. And you can't just show up at 30-something years old and expect to tear it up at AAA. You know, as much as you worship God, you're not God. And that's how I feel about it. I think he's had more than enough opportunity, and the invite to spring training really irritated me. So you guys have a fantastic day. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think down below. And I appreciate Mr. Church speaking out on this and giving me the subject here today to talk about. Hope that Tim Tebow retires and hope that he doesn't play baseball anymore. It's harsh and everything, but I'd rather see someone else out there who can really play, someone who's been playing since they were 5 years old and never quit and never given up since then. I want to see them get a shot. So you guys have a fantastic day. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Check out HummBabyBaseball.com. Check out my podcast, and I'm going to talk to you guys next time. See ya!
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.